but critics surveyed the Asiatic economical power station's motives for the gift, that official position it at the center of Western African policy. Human beings will construe the as a symbolical express of China's increasing presence in Africa, says Ian Taylor, a prof in World Relations and African Policy Economy at the College of St Andrews, in Scotland. Yet the actual issue is 60-year following autonomy, to largest term state. Why does ECOWAS believe he's reasonable for a overseas force to construct its staff? Why did ECOWAS take? ECOWAS was set in 1975 to encourage economical seamless integration and joint personality sufficiency in Western Africa. To me, trust on GDP is the incorrect way to define how so a nation's economics is making, he says. Corrupt practices in lot Western African governments, he explains, cash how are accumulated for domestic increase are frequently not wherever they requirement to constitute, reducing a nation's capacity to promote efficaciously to bodies such as ECOWAS. Now, ECOWAS operative are distribution through 3 buildings in the Nigerian equity, that both of Taylor and Aleoku say are obsolete and not fit for goal. The China Growth Banking Corporate will job in an ECOWAS nominated credibility to check accounting records of expense payments at routine intervals through the building trial, onto ECOWAS. No such a item as a complimentary souvenir. He's not the at first period China has built buildings at the cardiac of submarine Saharan African policy for complimentary. In 2012, it presented above the ultramodern African Association staff in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. In a cost tag of $200 millionth, it was China's greatest aid building draft with the 1970s. In 2017, China ruined land on a completely funded $58 millionth parliament in Brazzaville, Republic of Congo. Apparently, the ECOWAS House himself doesn't indicate how China is departure to expand its impact, but it does email a alarm how China is positioning himself as a trust boyfriend of African presidents, says Taylor. How influences all kinds of judgment manufacturing processes. Down there's no such a item as a complimentary souvenir. Time Beijing defends its aid practices on the perspectives they are inert and honor beneficiary nations' independence. China cash is not completely non-political. China proper an aid force? As China grows as a planet force, its aid programmed in general are expansion globally, too much. A research published recent year by Aid Data, a study lab at the School of William and Mary, found the amount of China aid to be lot greater rather than previous believed. The aid data research found how at low 70% of China's across-the-sea aid was shipped to Africa of 2000 to 2014. The paper marked how China aid significantly improves economical increase. It as well recognized the most of conducting less than rather than efficient and alerted it may erode West efforts to use aid to contribute democratic state and policy reformation, at a period while the U.S. is falling behind on across-the-sea conducting. Giver evolving nations buildings intended to assist their policy institutions flourish is portion of how advanced aid program, says Aaron Tesfaye, a prof in policy scientific at William Patterson College, New Jersey. We are now vision China creature a accountable nationality, in maintenance of peace forces in Darfur and Mali, he says. So I can see wherever funding ECOWAS is a move striker in how liability. Taylor agrees how in several African nations, such as Ethiopia wherever China has constructed a subway in the Equity town and associated the earth-locked nation to the sea via the Addis Ababa-Djibouti rail, as so as constructed the OSTAF, largest human beings see China building projects as favorable. Same culture force of China in the planet present is a fact and thing how is creature engulfed, taking into account its economics cannot be neglected, says Aleoku. I don't see whatever incorrect in China house the ECOWAS staff, as length as it does not levy its values.